Sɛ so ebesua adeɛ kakra. Meda mo nyinaa ase. Ne meda no ayɛ na SD foɔ no mutumi nya adagye tie me. Ɛna kwasi da so kwasi da foɔ so mo yɛ no kakra na mo tie me. Ɛbɛfo sɛ firi aba na yɛka ho asɛm. Ɛda wohwɛ Ghana ha no ma firi a aba beto mu na ɔtwe ne sɛ ɛbɛyɛ sɛ Ghana yɛbɛpɛ kasa baako. Fene no bi wɔ hɔ no mɛba a mete sɛ ɔmo ka na agya me deɛ matie bi menhyɛ da nkɔka bi. Ɛfisɛ du da bi a woka na wokɔhwɛ nnipa bi a ɔyi w'ano a na wanu ho koraa sɛ woka bi sɛ waka wakyerɛ w'adwene na nnipa bi ɛyi w'ano na wohwɛ nipa no paa ne soro ne ne fam. Nipa no ne ofi obi kura de ya na ayi ohwɛ ne profile no ana wa lock profile no. Obi so ana yo bema na de oba photo obi o oba na de bema photo. Enti frɛ no bi wɔ hɔ no ma mepagya ba beto na magyae ama amanfo. Sɛ yɛmpɛ kasa baako. Ɛwɔ Ghana ha. Na obi bisa me am Ghana ha manwe yɛmpɛ kasa baako. Adi asɛm na amanfo mo kai. Ja woni mu na adwoa aya na wahwɛ awia. Woni mo owua aya na wahwɛ na. Yɛmpɛ kasa baako. Manwe Ghana ha yɛmpɛ kasa baako. So onya level minded ones nanka one wo more discuss ya. Ado de nka nya dene. Nanso so obi ba so media mepagya media ba na megya ya mamo na mo amaka mo ase ba o ka se menka bia na ga cho so yenya kasa ba ko a bet me mani nyi akiri ne yakọ no yenya na nkosa ampayfo kasa bi se ne ne tambetu yenyina ne de kokobo betu yenyina. No, that is the way I system no. You have a fan sako. Enya society a koko kura yate koko boso koko yate the boso na yate koko bono no obi timika se ye na nyamiase ye mo yensem yate koko boso no. I think that this is a society oba beka se ye discuss se ye nwena ho se ye befa kasa baako ana menka bi wa wutie me ne wadwene ye fa ne uti aboa no udi munni ne opesa wo ye ne opesa wo kan so ka wa wutie me uti aboa no unni ne opesa wo ye ne opesa wo ka so ka. Enti enya de a asabe emre ana efo se ye beka ho asem se ye nwene ho na hwan na ye de se ye meka kasa baako. Menu ma menyini se amanfo a omubisa me no me de beba bontere se ye firi a aba amanfo ka ho asem. Baru bisa se yang kampi yenya kasa bay anya ya makasa minim ni obi adwene ya no na onye ni o wadwene ya na fa men kabi so men kabi efrisha yenyina ne yakọ ne ehu ne aba nyina yenyina yehu so I just say jaina me de mi jaina ekoso sa mo bobo na mo ka ho asem wia na mama so ante se mo bobo mo ka ho asem awi issue suba na iwo ka no sabe obi kura baka twa se bi kura ka twa se onye lawyer obi kura tim ka se wo de aponche ne mankani just because wa ko ka asem se asante ye mane asante eye mane untimi mu asante abomfia menya asante ni be na koka se asante ye mane untimi mu asante abomfia asante wa bakosem amu edru enonko oh akokwa lawyer aponche lawyer lawyer ano we were to know your cases ya and your cases ketwa chieftaincy cases all over chieftaincy cases all over because one kokas e kuro we money ana we no ya money na wakokasa asante ya money. That is all. That is all. And this is all because asante ya money as a suit water. O kasa dagomba e money as a so di water. I didn't know kasa dagomba ya money. I didn't know kasa mamprisi ya money. I didn't know kasa gonja ya money. Nkasa gonja ya money. Nkasa mamprisi ya money. Nkasa na numba ya money. Nkasa awono eye mane nkasa asante ye mane na aka so ya asante ye mane ya ne oye banche lawyer oye body lawyer oye JD lawyer. I mean when you have a situation a man for being level of thinking any the level of thinking akokasa asante wo flag na asante nyane flag na Ghana mai dagomba nyane flag na Ghana mai mamprisi nyane flag na Ghana mai gonja nyane flag na Ghana mai na numba fo nyane flag hey oya banche oya bro oya nkatie oya so certainly I'm a human being. Anytime I'm a win na my brother ba ko apia ofre me abra na ade no kra betimi a wonyai. That's appear anyway. The matured brains, the matured ones, but the riffraffs in when you walk. And you do baby so you tread cautiously. And you're not free about any casabacon. I will leave it to the public. More me jayamamo. More mokasuru, more ramokasuru, more mon discussing. And can bet my discussion, Papa B. Yenina ye hwene ye toatoa so yenye yenyina ebe ka brofo no a ye obetimo nka ye ontimo nyai ya ka brofo first ye wia na be wosoro na ya ka amanfo a womode ade abra mi bebre se menye we brofo na dabi menye no brofo ya bato dum ni ya bato nka me ya no brofo abebre bete pa me nya no brofo ni ya bato mania o ka bia semwa even in internal politics wako ka ba umi asem wonya uye we say ko kan pipi asem ha ya nto Ogo kan pipi asama ya nto oko kan hene we asama ya nto oko ye we ya nto no so please ya ina nko na akwa anema ya no ebehuni ya ebisi akwa ebehuni ya ebisi enti another is adia mepeja ama ye nyina ya dwena ho ne se krachi no okum nipa wa abisim no omo bia no kumfo ye so nkoda mu nanyina na meti bibisa na mekokobom pop we da sa na msubati emerbia meti se tua yonko ho a memfa ne se tua duam meti se tua yonko ho a megiri se tua na obi akum nipa obi atwitwa nipa na odi ahye frigi wakum nipa to te sebe yakum aponche ana akoko na yakodi asem na yesi onkoda mu afebo na ebinim timiti sikrum stop galance na na ebinim atia sikrum LGBTQ ɛno ɛyɛ ade a ɛyɛ number 1 ɛyɛ wɔsoro sɛ yɛte sikuru na nipa kum nipa wahyɛ da boapaye wakum ne yɔnko nipa na yɛntimi anka sɛ ɛsɛ sɛ yɛku ne bi na ɛbɛka sɛ nkodam afebɔ waku nipa wo ɛbɛtimi ayɛ wo ɛbɛtimi ayɛ me waku nipa wo ɛbɛtimi ayɛ onua ɛbɛtimi na wakum no ɛbɛtimi akube na sɛ emote sɛ samegya mfiri na akonta wɔn kun no nka ne ya but yakum nipa na kona bra my lord I love your free my lord esenko dem afibo society be na yenya mre discuss into the MPP galamse NDC galamse MPP galamse ahode na yede ka koko bo yete so na obi a binimude macho men binimude abaisika nam ya ka koko bo ho asa na nipa kum nipa de aye npese beti asikuruma ya demonstration say yanya na mara no yensa ne nkotete no yekum nipa asese yekum nibi okum nipa asese yekum bi yɛde na yɛkɔbi kum nipa boapa yɛkum nipa yɛde ne kɔtom afebɔ wakum nipa yɛse kɔdam afebɔ wakum nipa twitwa pass ɔde akɔhyɛ fridge yɛse kɔdam afebɔ abɛda na nipa kum ɛnkɔ so abɛda na nipa kum ɛnkɔ so mobile phone wakum nipa akokɔ wakum nipa emre bi sunyane new town obi ko wia car battery no motia no kromfo that is around 94-95 kromfo na okuta you know no mode tutu re infinity ti obi ko Roma sora no pa obaka kromfo ba no so ono kra na nipa ni no ka se nipa no ba no so screwdriver no the one no we wakunu car battery wakunu and so ye dia asem ni hwia na 596 asem wo monya nwie obekwa akodam afebɔ ye betia sikuruma ko se ukum nipa yibekum pi na se ye wo system num na se ye ntimi nya demonstration se yekum nipa ese se yekum nibi obi kum nipa ese se ye hwe ne yekum nipa no pi ye nya sa demonstration nani ebe anse na MPP NDC na MPP na NDC na yede obono eye bono fo ya sase yede wa asante eye asante fo ya sase yede these are serious issue yekum nipa yenkum yesonko dem afebo na yentimi enye demonstration say ukum nipa ye will leaders are presidents are womojeje saadie so Mahama Akufo-Addo kofo jeje sani ma wiso yekum nipa na ye jai nipa yekum nipa na ye jai nipa zambi wo hono ma bia meka obi tika se na o party obi oni mi bia ni I've been very consistent in my life so kum nipa esese yekum bi it is a wo anopa wutie me na wo send message say o party wo power so ka wo free so anka bebo wo so wo free so a anka bebo wo pa e free say enya party asem ne America ne nyansafo na etie na nyansafo na eka bi enya MPP asem enya NDC asem eti me boda wuro no se yekum nipa obi kum nipa wapa yekum nipa yenkum nibia na so ode bato so se o party wo power nam se nka o free so anka beboa wo free so anka party nka beboa for sansom ko enya party asem Obia nim say me them I very consistent all throughout my life. Ever since I became lawyer in 1990. Near Dabia make us uku nipa dia say ye kumbi. Na ye yan sa ebeboa. Hanya MPP asem. Enye MPP asem. Me kan na MPP mai, me kan NDC mai. Dabia so na obi kum nipa o sheda kum nipa na wakoda mu na ya yedai na ya jana but is no interest say soja ban ho no de Rollins in the 80s ukum nipa edi wase buafo yebo tuku edi asem na asesan obi aka say constitution omoboa na bia aka say democracy omoboa mo leaders in the week on side issue. Both Kofo, both Akufo-Addo, both Mahama, Rollins after 1993. They were all weak. The Rollins are weak. Rollins are 80s, you know, Otimisama Yakum Nipano. 1993 eba. For one time, young Kumubia. That's what they were in Kanye Soja Banning, a Prussia Banning, and I say you. Sign na Yunko Kum Nipano. So we constitution na but be ill na democracy. No democracy means what? Onim say Western democracy, Eastern democracy crowd. Eastern you can Eastern democracy. So anya MPP asamanya ni say me ba na me ba be kan bibiri a mo fanto MPP anye say na mo ma abadwemba fo no. Mo anya bibi na enka na ya hunia ye betimi akasa. Me nipa edu da bia me bufo no be kosoro. Yeah, it is true. Because adia ba fene ba na ye kan. Na bia say o na MPP ba ya we ka de NDC ba. Me ba we ya me pesa me nya so abofo nko ana ebe kasa. Me ni nipa na ebe kasa. But nipa ne o mo kasa esese nipa no bi si hu say ya na asisi. Anti adia ba ko a and so media makan na magina so akadada makan na magina so akadada said nipa kum nipa oboapa ye kum nipa esese ye yemra no na odada no na ye nya mende no esese ye kum nipa no say yanya sa yakum member of parliament be se mienu yakum hiani yakum sikani yakum ba yakum bema Ochina ombetimi akum adechi obi su betimi akum Ochina ombetimi akum adechi obi betimi akum anti ehia sani America no uji di se sabi ya oho betimi aka mesoso me ho betimi aka enti media me ne mi gina so no se Mama mwai hono yeso yenti sikrum. Me yanka nkyere ma hye badwa fo se mra na omsesane na nye. Ese ye mra no yi. Sele na odada. Na mama yanka nkyere I want a leader who will sign se ba se ye mra no a obeba ya badada no se. Ukum nipa obo apakum nipa. Ye di wasem wie na pig bia no a meme yakum. And that is what I want. I mean leader me pen no. Mempe amnesty say and a human rights stress nipa na yakunu di oni amnesty na on di oni human right aboa kura to bobo no enye aboa kura won right aboa let say nipa bi kum nipa hwe a customs ni ya anase immigration officer ya omukunu a omudi omase Oh, I don't know. So be do can I say this canoma na wako friend no mako kunu na machine. Ah. Ow. And there's no way say the capital punishment blah. Nipa kunu so beto aso sa. You think that me Obiri Boahen me nkwa na manya. Me think that me nkwa Obiri Boahen na manya. Na ukra wo send message na eya de. Said there is no way that we can bring capital punishment back. Yo. wo America wo here yekum nipa yekum wo ko Arab countries na law discipline wo na efisanye man ukum nipa ubu apa kum nipa yebekubi no ya to aso ehia pa ehia oto asa we se we nya we sisi we na UN fo aso say Iran do kwa bombo Baran UN fo aso say Iran do kwa bombo Kuwait UN fo aso sa UN fo aso so abombo sa na Israel so na America so UN fo aso so abombo Iran Uma yanhwa ya betima ma yanya ho atoyi abrochira you go to Norway you go to Finland who sa niema no discipline much discipline o take away kuro bi ji akọ fa ma na obawo sekana na obebutu I've been a lawyer for so many years the bad first na free legal aid the bad first free legal aid kakra me jai no ano no legal aid ncha se ka forso me ko dikra me za me mo do kra mpesa me kra mpesa kesisi anya sa me ka tu no fo me kra mpe wakum no matter the amount of money I would be ma me Obiri Boahen me nye mara me nye no matter the amount of money me nye aya me ma me kasa lawyer form ye no that me huni ente so bi kumu bia na ye o shada na ye kum na ye dibuya na ye se kodam afebo na ye nya no ano ne ye dogo ya no na wona mo a obi ye kwa osuro ni otika musuro ni o ma na left susuro o ya asuro ya enti misromo e dia ma dwene no nse kasa ba akono me nkoka bi mo am jama nka ye betima live discussion lively one intellectual one anso so baby ayama na dru ana we nya ana we ye say na we ye say na we ina to kurobe hu bahabe hu atwanti media wa ba bom chidom no bom chidom say yan hwe na yan dakro yan so so yam wabo amanfo an ne yan tisi krum se yan nyamra no se wukum nipa wo shada kum nipa wo so so ye dibua fo na ni apibia wo so ye bekum bi tiatia ehia pa omuga omamka na LGBTQ ana akwesise me ka just LGBTQ no ode yemra want me ko practice say we ye bema ko tira bia me krom do mase so ye bema obaka ko fa wo yonko bema wo do mase na do mase fo no hu na nkade chenka bete me inside you be but I'm being honest and sincere koduma se ni ko tena ngo se wo ye bema wo fa wo yonko bema na medadi na nkade ba che no da so tufie wa na woda no anka wa obo kawa so ebo mejije so ya ne la LGBT in any case owura Sam George no nka se wo mo ba na otwe mi no law no e betwam law no mahama be san we be akwesi san adia ese Africa ye shada dwene ho LGBTQ enye yie we ye bema ko do mase ko so ye bema o de obefa o yonko bema go there na msha Ghana hafa na baby bebre na activity si krom yesa LGBTQ ho demonstration ada na yantin si krom anya demonstration say obi shada kum nipa na ye buya no fa enso say ye kuno na yetete ho that's MPV NDC MPV na we enkramo we Christopher na ye we na we tiafi na we adwensobuo na wanye dwunsobu na wanye tiafi ogu sukota wangu sukota na we penso ya galamsi na we ya na de ya abi ya ni nyina hia but me gina pintin se mama yenhwe na yeso yenti sikuru na ye ma ba no nsesa mra no ansa no mra dada no na mampanyini ni nya hodene mampanyini no onya hodene na ono soso eba on sign na yenkokum nipa ne bi yekum ba kokum yenu kum yensa ye be hu ne ye be koso wo Ghana man no mu badufo ya wie mu ma me ma krache no soso ana ye pempa de na to so wanya mpa no a owuye no ma busuafo ni na yako ade achi na ye hwe ye be discuss ne ma no hwe ne ababu nipa da sani epra ya da na ko hospital ha ye sempani ho ya da na ko ha ye sempani ho ya da fi nipa na wu fa ho pa se ye wo fa ho pa se ye oba fa ho pa se ye onua nampa yeti enyampa kura mfa nipa no to so a yentimi mfa no nto fam kura akeke ne yemfa drip bi nsi yentimi fam na mpani ho and this thing enye the first time I think na kwa me mpadu sukura time eno ka ho na ma na kwa me mpadu ka baby that is it happen on say omo ko hospital bu Legon ya ko ya nurse no mbisa nurse na say doctor da hwe ni yete ho na mpani ho nipa ewu na wa wote se mpani ho nipa ewu na wo filisai fa no se eye wo fa no se yo maami o fa no se yo papa mpani ho enti ye do ko wo system aye wo mu no mpani ho na deputy minister for health ko kasa mrashe badwama Mr. Speaker a party na koye wa mpani ho nipa ewu ye panu aduru ye pesa yesi ano ye beye nsen ye beye ne den eye Mr. Speaker sam eye abana twemu asem mpani ho nipa ewu enya mpipi asem enya ndisi asem mpani ho ye tem member of parliament deputy minister for health Mr. Speaker and abana koye na Mr. Speaker se jani ye woken ampani nampa mpani ho yeku twitwa nam de kohye baabi a enkosi aga upra na ye do ko hospital a mpani ho ubewu ye koya na se ye bai enso na kwasi asonda mu be ye ma ena kwasi asonda mu be ye ma asofo a wo mo wo sika pa the Christendom no be ufadu a ebe mienu Africans ye no o miensa Winners Chapel, Christ Embassy, and then there's one in South Africa. You know me, and she nimpa, and na kwasi koshe. E bi to collection dollars, e bi to ni euro, bi to ni cedis. Anya sam ketwa, mpani ho. Na nkra kra na yaresabia mpani we, na Adentia clinic. Na nsuatre na chira na polyclinics clinics, private clinics. So this is the system, this is the society I am. So yemani bi wotia na ebro wadwene ne ntiase so mo amo abro chebu ka chira mo na mfo na aprofo no bi no abaka se wo bo awudi tro obaka se wo twa wanu na mpani ho se nipa dase me ko wa bi wa think it was Muhammad Rua about 3-4 years ago me ko na Ghana ni boy baako or the me call hospital obi wa kokoma wa da ho for 10 solid years 10 mfiedu wa da hospital ho mfiedu we Muhammad Arua kra Muhammad Arua enye Cologne, enye Düsseldorf, enye Frankfurt, enye Berlin, enye Brussels, enye Liège, enye Rotterdam, enye Amsterdam, enye Birmingham, enye Mertinkens, enye London, enye nkronkron no bebre, enye Paris, enye Nice, but enye Zaragoza, enye Barcelona, enye Madrid. Mfiedu. Can this happen? Na yet what na brofo, never che yankoa, never the yananum koye, ne yakachi, ne fra brofo, mintia brofo, yamintia brofo biaka. Bad leaders, bad leadership, incompetent leaders, bad leaders, bad leadership, incompetent ministers, incompetent regional ministers, incompetent DCs, incompetent MCs, irrespective of political party. Irrespective of the political party in power. Yeah, can't remember Yanka. No, Gavi Maya, in a Davia Zaria, no Kabima Binum, no Gavi, no, no, and we don't make a baby, Miss Kanicha, Miss Kanicha. Oh, Kaka Germany, no, book appointment, no, Master Germany, and I have a hoda. Cabo be no be prior, Germany, a book appointment, I said, Wako, Cabo Bia. I am when you are Monsama Moka, Germany, and him. Because Germany, because 1992, the first time I went to Germany, because 1992, because I broke in 1992. Because Saarbrücken in 1992, because Duisburg in 1992, because Düsseldorf in 1992, because Amsterdam in 1992, because Rotterdam in 1992. Ah, so hospital just say beaucoup. We are some can don't contest out of contest. You just a car bobi, car a bobi, you do not call hospital emergency, you send penny. So don't send a message say Germany who book appointment answer. We should also go for the chapa called Joe Fort. We also one of the richest in Ghana. More money is also no Geoffort or Kwani. I was stored down Mako apim. 1,000 apim. Stored down Baku, Miyamako at the time I make all Cocaniano. Now me 700 and something. Stored down in Accra. We also me Chiapa. I'm getting some social about joining in. I read him some make an about Nyansa, we also in your politics. Misosu on your politics. What was you was he catch you should come into on your politics? Now, so Mubetia, Wamutia, some won't any platform be a Yabeka Nyansa, some Yabeka Bako, some Yakan India, some Yabeka Bibiata, some platform. Won't you be Pia as far as Nipatuntum is concerned? All over the world, won't you be Pia? And yes, I make a Trumanum, I mean, Jammu. No krana me kachiro ball a ball amanyosem kuyasem bibibia mo ho men kan tu kasa me de ye twa eti me bana me kan ye obetima enso obetim na odi bibia foa so na ne me kan ti no wakora no ma me men nyesa wo be kan ye we abakosem abakosem baba de say dan abakosem kakra bi be fam abakosem kakra me de be fam no say ya fie da no ansa na me be ko ntumi memenda no na obi bisa me asem say eyampa say konfonoche kaso okoji wuo aduraba eyampa maka say ane eyampa okansa asem and pakron bisa me say neba ne say Konfanochi became the chief of Agona in 1696. Konfanochi beye Agona in 1696. na komfa no chi bedi no wofa komfo ya amoa ade komfo ya amoa wuye na komfa no chi bai ba komfa no chi may be the fourth agona chief. Yeah, fourth agona chief. Yes. Now Lisa forget agona fo no ye ameya jata asefo ameya jata asefo omo ya adanse bona agona fo no birim ya ameya jata asefo ebirim so ya denkyerafo na ameya jata no free fam ameya jata ofree fam ameya jata ne manu binum ne nana no binum ne du fie so ma bi ne adutwem wano na opompanyini no ye first chief of agona na wafase anane nana ene konfanochi na konfanochi die na me de ba me wi a masen aba ba bia na me fifiri ye no na konfanochi ka se okwa akodi wu aduraba Lisa forget that Atwa Mountains na mokono ano da fufe mo ba beche konfanochi to kosia bi to Atwa Mountains na so that was 1696 or to Kosiano 1700 or to Kosiano 1700 and Kosiano is still there. Kosiano na Atwa Mountains ayeno konfanochi 1714 konfanochi 1714. Now the debate goes on, and that debate, you know, the debate, you know, say means konfanochi fragona, it means konfanochi frankugwa. Agona fono kasa omo points pa na ukugwa fonso kasa omo points pa. But I decided as I mean kasa me support agona fono and I mean kasa se me support ukugwa fono me dia me perdition dia pa nti me maso we tie agona fono na bi we tie ukugwa, and I think it will be a very interesting thing. Say be do musiko ye sa konfanochi ofra agona ana ofra ukugwa konfanochi di agona konyanda ene kura wote agona konya so a ye frɛ no anochi okonfo anochi aboampon akonya na masan so akwa ukugwa makwa kohu bobia omo anoche fie no awakwan ho sa usane ufra kropon ko na usane a fie no wo nsa nifa so kwan omo so jimi awa tu ma me ko fie ho ma me kotena ho e fie ho yemfa bobafu nko. So I want to keep the middle road otumfo osetutu the second kwa okugwa okoka se oda akugwa foase some de okonfo anoche man na metiye na me ka se meni otumfo nya adwene nwie because agona fonso so no de no so no omunu mudo konfo anoche no wo faase sia wanim na be the fifth chief of the agona konfo anoche ne ba na be the first chief of the poa. In absence of the agona paramount chief no the Boahen ena edika de pa the Boahen ene the Boahen ene agona hema omoko dwabo bia na fashe bia asante hene beba bia eyaye kura omufra fita bosombo abedro ntia ene konfa no tete we dia nanso asam no na ama mede comfort anoche de no aba no ntimi so moma me nsa no mra back ahwa meyira ne ameka no. And no, it is true. Na anoche say edi obedi nanson na waba mo bia nsu mo bia motwenem mo bia ntetu na obi a wonim agona no se wo agona main street no so a na wo koma mpon a wa se wo kwa wanim kakra wuduru a wo so pese okọ ile akrofo so kro bi wo onsa right see ana oka so okọ noche abusua fie no a o paisa right na okọ righter okọ wanim kakra bi a obohu fie no ya nsam yensa na to aso ne nyina ya komfo noche abusua fie to aso sa kromfoso or akomfoso no wa isa. Now on your left hand side na bohu anoche na abusua fie dada no do na anoche abusua fie na di nkan no se ya obohu se wonton dua bi abu wonton dua bi abu da bia wonton dua na bu no o se wonton no sise ya dua no sise ya ka kwa no to ase kosi enti wachi aba main road on sabe nkum ya anoche abusua fie no wanim no kwa wokọ akromfo so anasese no on sa right na kwa ho no anoche fa koy on sa ni fasese ho no kwa ye no wo ho on sa ni fasese ho na anoche koy no dabako damienu damiensa sa akromfo so. Thank you, me da say very good. Emmanuel Japan me da say pa me da say it's crony the acrofosso me da say pa good. Aha good. Enti me fa say wo come ampon no na uduru crony fifiri na junction na ekọ acrofosso no wafa no sa good me da say pa. Now anochi call no there to song anopa na sian anim no akobo twene. Okay, obi si ne kom town no me da se na akobo twene na otututu enti ti se na me kan won ton dua no a anochi si no 1699 no anochi dua no 1699 no ni sei no hono fa koe enti obi ko afuom ana obi ko wuram na ohia papa bi na papa no bi sa anse na ade ndede na ekoso wo eho no ogaje zo e kuro mhene konfa noche ola akọ wu aduraba wa atwene a oma na aja bebo twenem to announce say hene no say we free ni aya so ade nsa bo no bo pa say uradia I mean ngankasa ka say uradio or it say me anka beka ha or nsa bo no bo not done anything. That was the end. So another dia me no ka say if today is 29 February 2026 and one anoche disappeared. In fact, anoche, like Enoch in the Bible, like Metzelzek, Enoch, Metzelzek, and then Elijah in the Bible. In fact, when you study, a lot of people disappeared. A lot of people have disappeared. A lot. But I say, baby, I can't from Owusu me da se pa say nim dia moboa me me da mo se pa Owusu me da se pi. But let me also say a lot of people nipa bebremu ubenya bi wa brochire ba ubenya bi wa Africa ubenya bi wa Ghana. In fact in Ghana Anochi emu, and Anochi is not the only person. Anochi is not the only person. In fact there's a war which happened between the Gonjas and the Templumas. When you study the history of Daboya, if you study the history of Daboya, there's a war. Yeah, but that's it. If you say the first match, but that's it. So because I don't have monopoly over wisdom. Until me young from Swa, not dating America, 28 February or 29 February, like I said, another first match. Thank you. Another first match. So first match, 2026. First match, 2026. From 1714 to first match, 2026. Obiani, what happened to Anochi? And now in the history, for cross air. Another history is that there was a war which was fought between the Templuma and the Gonjas. The Templuma and the Gonjas. In fact, about Daboya Huasem. About Daboya. And the Templuma leader, no not Ponkoso. Abesine, that one no crane was earlier. That one was, I think, earlier than Anochidian. That one, no. Abesine. You'll be any other popcorn, you know. In fact, there is also another one, the Mamprisi. When the Mamprisis once fought the Busangas, when the Mamprisis fought the Busangas, and also at Boko, the Mamprisis fought Busangas, and also a 17 something, and so that history. No? One of the Mamprisi chiefs also on the pond corner. So, if you are a Christian, now it's Elijah Etu Kosra. Yes, it's true, but no. Elijah Mkwane to Kosra. Elijah says, if you study the history, African history, very disappeared. Very, can we let me come back to Anoche? So, about training boy, about that, that marked the end of Anoche. That marked the end of Anoche. 1714. So, Ampa, Okaso Kodi wona drunaba, but okay, one ma, and when I'm actually Musasim. Ampa. Now, the history has it that. Wawuno ana okoye na yanhunu bie no obi akomsi obi so obi ka se ne siawanim oyeye no interestingly it was siaw anim on ebedi anochi ade siawanim became the chief of Agona from 1714 to 1717 siawanim became the chief of Agona from 1714 to 1717 and siaw anim no ya anochi nua baaba anochi wo fasie pa ne siaw anim anochi wo fasie pa ne siaw anim. So quickly let me go now. And so mama enya no ho. So what happened? Siaw anim nya ho amanihu bi ana. Yes, akom ka obi no obi beda di say Shawanim ade oye enti bansie anoche yansie anoche amana ni ho. There's no grave actually say anoche amana na shawanim benya ho nsunsanso. And truly it happened that siaw anim so siaw anim agonafo obedi akonya no. And one so trebi no siawanim kokan dwabenfo ntokwa. So Agona and Dwaben fought in 1714. Agona and Dwaben, they fought in 1717. Na dwabenfo no enya hodene over Agona. Siawanim dwane. Na siawanim kopel ba bibi hye. Na eventually siawanim ko hye cave bi. And siaw anim so wanwu ameye nyamana amfanansie in 1714. In fact, there's a history, so it's very delicate, but let's discuss it Anoche yana momame emma. And that history is about Anoche and Osei the first. You know, Osei the first be Osei Tutu. Asampa mani be ya santima na ye konfo Anoche. Osei the first be Osei Tutu. Asantima ni be ya santima na ye konfo Anoche. And this is history. So minti min sini pi min sini ta. Minti min sini pi minti min sini ta. History has it that Bishop come say Anoche say after Anoche had disappeared or man say eye ne yase sia wanim koka kire Osei Tutu the first say ma kan hwa mo fa no ma ti mo fa no ma de amede unim say ontimo ma na Osei Tutu ka say oh obeba so I say aya matwane so well what the watching there me the mintimi enye the bet be the washing. And so history has it that Confanoche no person ko say to the first NC ni pi nkan kire sia wanim tam sia wanim be ka kire no say me wo fa kwa na o man ko so ka kire so wanoche utwu mutan obeba utwu mutan obeba but Osei Tutu antima nsi ni pi ensi ni ta ankan kire sia wanim say Anoche de usi ni utwu mutan obeba so Anoche gi di say Osei Tutu me no ye ya ne ma ya ma ne metima ye pa wantima nyime me anyime ni ankwa wie ye oh ene me wira ho enti wo so wonya no totroto. This is a hidden history. Now where the history be a wonya no book be am some ka kese me so some are saying so Osei Tutu 1717, some are saying say 1731, some are saying say 1729, whichever way, whether it is 1717, 1731, 1729, 1730, whichever way Osei Tutu died. And undeniable fact, this was said, Osei Tutu no akrasi na bo Osei Tutu tuo tama across river pra na akrasi no bo Osei Tutu tuo no oyachim kotokuni. And that was when the Ashantis fought the Achimkotokus. Some history books are saying, say, na Ashantifono eba abesna ko Kotoku. Some also are saying, say, there be no money Kotoku akwama Ashantifona dibem. Na kresi beteho. Whichever history will take. Say no woman ko waba. Anani sebeba. The history has it that akresi and now otutu okumo Osei Tutu. Whether it is 1717, 1729, 1730, 1731, it is an undeniable fact that Osei Tutu was killed when crossing the river Pra. And Osei Tutu was killed by Akresi. And some historians, where they are hidden history, book. So some of the on history now, some believe some out the belief minti min CDP once again minti min CDP. So they believe Osei Tutu the first cry no and so when you funu men can say men can I am just talking about us Anoche and the hidden history. And some are saying nunti so well I'm just talking about Anoche so called you were draw our ma Anoche felt say Binuma betrayed. It could be true, it could not be true. But it's a fact. But the fact also remains that Anoche at the time of in 1714, now Anoche agona hene. Now Anoche so in 1696 no. Now Anoche bedi no offer comfort yamuade. That is also part of the history. So issue no obi can fa Anoche deɛ no ho na ɔka sɛ yampa sɛ Anoche no that is where mede no bɛbɔ no ansana matoa mede so no so I'm going to continue maka wala Makan hospital no Makan. I think in rounding up, I'll comment on the president and the state of the nation's address in Kakra. Mekano Kakra. Well, sometimes some of the issues, even while he was spot on. Okanya Emma Makuma Tobium. Some of them Makase, I am dying wool MPP. But Minya MPP for Noa, Bibia, a blue, I read. No. Madam, a Penogana, Nankan. So he was spot on some issues, so they are many on Yagin. One, now can't acquire some. Well, or can't acquire some. Sometimes it's very, very hard to look at crap. Solar Fufusu Road. Come here, because you bought your budget in the 80s, Solar Fufusu Road. Come here, because you bought your budget in Brekum, Japrekum, Brekum, Drobo Sampa Road, because you bought your budget in Commando for budget to Oforiata budget to NDC finance minister. President, so it has been an issue. It has been an issue. Budget be budget be and so kwani ye I mean ofri nwanchi eko ni longlo eko bamboy anya ofi tachima eko nwanchi eko ni longlo eko bamboy anya president onwan krum kwana anya kra but ya kan wan say no, I think that sometimes we need to be very honest and sincere to ourselves as Ghana for Eduma bina sem ko fa Burkina Faso asemba ebinim say I say no your military regime fact obuka sa me no mo nya adwene your leadership paper kudro was a lawyer when you are done talk about Sampa. When I'm done, I will never talk about Sampa. Please. Was a lawyer, please, when you are done talk about Sampa. Please. When I'm done, I will never talk about Sampa. I will never. Men no be in a certain place, mommy. So I say make Sampa assembly. And then go what for the non kababo menka. I'll come back to Ashanti history. Upekra maybe answer about Sudan. You see why always metaka Ashanti history no? No, meka se menya Ashanti but metaka Ashanti history. Menya Gonja, menya Mampusi, menya Dagomba, menya Anglo, meka Manglo no. With due respect, this group of people, or history, are very rich. The Gonja, the Mampusi, the Anglo, the Dagomba, the Nanumba, that's very rich. Make very rich, and just be history. I've never said so. But so imagine that in 1824, the Ashantis fought Ashanti fought such as Makatiti. Ashanti fought such as Makatiti. And the very day now, when you are doing Ashanti Israel, it is so rich and very interesting in the sense that the very day when we try to say Makatiti, that very day now, Ashanti in a friend, Sebonsu, I think it was Sebonsu, yeah, but it's say to come and see Sebonsu died. Very interesting history. Kwasi broni no obano na ojidi se o ye well armed. O je soldier for ba chia we nim ne for. wearing him for. Yeah, me tiwa musunkunim. And let's listen to one fascinating thing. Womo arms na womo ba na wo boxes mu. According to the British, edu baby a umbe so mu this arms na ba. Omo ko bia so no. Na arms na daddy biscuits ane talia. Tieni ye pa. So that battle no, in 1824, Asante for defeated Abrofo, ma be twa kwasi Buroniti. Tell me how many tribes in Ghana, how many ethnic groups but only Broni akwa we twa Buroniti. Kabi ma bintie, wa wo da wo no fato bibi so me am platform so. Be twa kwasi Buroniti. Wo mu twa kwasi Buroniti. You know. And then another point that was in 1896 to 1900 also. The Ashantis captured from the Hudson and then the year. Well, let me go back. After the 1824 war, no Asante for a year, you know. Now, one more the ships and bebre to other HS Ashanti or SH Ashanti. So some of the British ships now call Canada, Australia, you know, no, my friend, no. HS Ashanti ship because you don't need the ship to Ashanti. My also be Ashanti is the Aquamus capture the days and go back and learn the history very well. Not call the history. When person be know. Somebody also has said, but the Doma also kill Asante. Eric, we are go back and learn your history well. Go back. But maybe all mommy all boy to do this discussion. I'm a penny all boy now. All case baby they are confusion. Baby you go back and so case the Doma also kill Asante. Go back. I've said it time with that number. That war between the Domano, Doma and Kwame. It was Ashantis, no need Doma Franco, a Krumhada. Well, somebody says that Kwamu history is richer than well, you are entitled to it. But I still maintain that point. That a lot of education I've had, a lot of books I've read. So invariably, you cannot be discussing the history of Ghana, the history of Africa. Especially when you are talking about Goko and Ghana, won't deal more on the history of the Ashantis. Take it or leave it. Whether you are Ashanti or you are not Ashanti, I'm not too much. I'm interested in education I'm giving. I decided I'm a medium. Until me come to be a qua bone myself about much. Mekwa no ma ba machi. Mekwa no ma ba machi. And that is so let me come to the Sudan. Let me do a point of correction. I don't think so. The history of Ashanti was forced on any Ghanaian. Certainly no. If you are prepared to learn history, now Obaka Bibi of Asafuaje no Eastern region na Kwasi Bruni no. You know more about why Asafuaje and Sanieja were sent away. I mean, when you are doing history of Ashanti, please just go to that. That was first on Ghanaians. Well, that is my history. You have the right to learn the history and do a lot of research and do a lot of history books. So let me come back to the Sonano, not Mechaso, because people are saying Sonano. No, but I never call President Mahama, and I'm about Burkina 7. No, Burkina Faso, you quite 330 kilometers from Ouagadougou to Bobo Doualasso, Omoyeri. Ouagadougou to Bobo Doualasso, 330 kilometers. Aye, Quano, aye, Kaquano, walk on 9, war by 9. Walk on 9, war by 9. I am okay. And Sika omodi ye no omode eyina eye sika mine sika na omde so yebabo yansam ama Burkina Faso fo yebabo yansam ama Tory yebabo yansam se oye kwa no nwotwe na obaso nwotwe I think as in could be New York to New Jersey or New York to Washington DC. You could be. I'm a quite could be so. My thinkings to London and say my hobby so. I remember as I be Barcelona to Zaragoza. Well, minimum like I say, but it be a crap. And so, but the president can't. I am a Seneca Cran said. President just already in Coco. I am so drew 720 or more than 13,000 families in 12 constituencies. That's a sorry. In Coco, I am so drew 720 13,000 families. More 720 to 13,000 families in 12 constituencies. Okodoma manamfo bi watara eya nkoko. Mumuni eya nkoko. Onokra na edoma Central PP chairman. Unity Farms. Elder oya nkoko. Ampofo odoma ono se doma Central MPP, Council of Elders. And go 720 no. I'm powerful to be taking delivery of our there's a 4,000, 5,000. I'm powerful. Elder the team taking delivery of about 10,000. 10,000 elder. 10,000 people. Now, so we 13,000 farmers, 720 fowls in 12 constituencies. No commentary on that. And one of the boy here, I leave it to you all. I leave it to you all. When you are mama, come on, no. I had that here. We conclude, no, and the discussion goes on. And the debate goes on. Is the supreme leader of Iran, Otiase Ana Okone Krechi. Otiase Ana Okone Krechi. According to the US and Israel, they are saying say Iran nidi kain etotopaye no. The Iran is also saying say Israel and US na omutoye. Na omoko retaliate what the US bases here what Kuwait, US bases here what Bahrain, US bases here what Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, the UAE, and that has generated when them say enyemre emma wiase, because even from near Aban and say na nipa bebre Ghana for bebre na omo aka ewo Dubai. In fact, for the past 2 or 3 days, Qatar Airlines and Kobe Bia so bebre en Kobe Bia, and you know sanya mani si ewo bevel isiwa. It can take about 1 or 2 years. Na sa incident na si nra no nko ano ehun sunsanso no enya pomagina bre. It can take about 4 or 5 years. It can take about 10 years. Enya de ketwa. Me can say Israel and America or me justified. Me can say Iran is justified. Whether me to honor me was ever. because obi a Sunni Muslim a one ya ope no obi so ya Shia Muslim or one ya nani eje wo ho. I mean, if this justification be crowd their far religion. Ebinum so the akosi around 1969-70, the fall of the Shah of Iran. Well, Madam La mention near Koso, Miti, but me say we have attention in and not my Barcelona versus Villarreal. No, na attention no, I will near Kosovo. Measure Barcelona versus Villarreal. No, measure Leeds United versus Man City. No, na measure West Ham. Measure Everton. I rather born me brain. Now me monitor what is going on in the Middle East. They say never Chelsea ne Arsenal. You will still continue to monitor what is going on in the Middle East. As I know, Kotoko ne has me share anti manager home. I just say local league in my jai, but Anna your attention no more no I walk a brutal ball because I'm told an authority said there is a possibility said one shot. Chomeni, Beko, Rudiger, Beko, we have Averdinum, Beko. Well, let's see at the end of the day. But we are still monitoring the Kosovo Middle East. Netanyahu has said, say, Ayatollah is dead. This is what Netanyahu has said. But the Bible say no, Ayatollah is alive and kicking. As to whether it is true or not, me monitor. But no, let's be very honest. You cannot underrate the US and the Israeli military might. I know the Mobia into underrate US and Israel. When you have US and Israel coming together, joining their military might together, no better be idea no kreni. Ububa Bonfia. I mean, that's a part of history. It's a part of history. So we need to. When Argentina fell, say, South America, when Panama, an island, Britain came all the way from Britain. Abeje Island. So the US, Israel, Britain, France, Italy, Japan don't underrate our military strength. When I say Russia, and China, and Korea, our military strength from cancer. But I say that I've been following world politics from 1945 till today. You don't underrate US and Britain or military might. You don't do that. And I've watched, I watched Donald Trump saying, "Sir, Kwambiasono, Ombema, Ayatollah free her. Now I'm the Iran, ama Iranians, no more ajiwo money." This is what Donald Trump has said, and Netanyahu also has confirmed that promise. So we will wait and see what is happening. But the money now say, yeah, definitely it will have an impact on the price of fuel. Ubika just saying, Omuna no Omuka say Ukraine, no Russia, Kwano wa entinya effect on oil. Namana Ibinumka say enya effect no. Ibinum say entinya sada no. I am saying it authoritatively there. Memeka say Iraq, Ukraine and Russia won't be any effect on oil. Even if it will be 1 day or 2 days. Sana will so be any effect. Any week or 2 weeks crap. Price of oil will either go up or it will come down. Either it will go up or it will come down. Because and the cost involved in years in Ketua. Because I know here Bahrain. military bases, US military bases, and I know Matoto, Yamatoto. And yes, I'm going to be as I am a momentum monitors or so. A boy addition, I enjoyed it. You have a lot of knowledge. A bumper, man, for it is good. When I say good, send to Kano. But as usual, taking the dimension of politics back home in Ghana. You have a good number of monitor comments and a good number of Ebinum MPP for the we are there in support of Israel and the US. There are no social commenting, so a good number of them are in support. The not MPP for the so one more in support of Iran. The citizen, and this cinema papa is in support of Iran. Sabamo Pokwasi MPP Nipa is in support of Iran. Then you have some other people also. Kofinya Akonom so we are in support of Israel. Anyway, we jama munina, me share munina. Nyawasro bua I be na otwe said na ye be share. Me da mo say. Me da obi a say. Yeah, it's good. I'm not taking sides. I'm just monitoring. I'm just watching. I'm just monitoring. I'm just watching. But I enjoy President Mahama. Actually, Jesus Christ or the Abodo. Or the Abodo. But my mama Abako said, it's not only Elijah. Now what 2 years? Confirmation 2 years. And then we have Uba Gonja, Tampuluma, one of their chiefs in 2 years, Mampusi, one of their chiefs. Oh, the Papa Bread 2 years, they are very common. It's a very common phenomenon. Very, very common phenomenon. In a lot of places. A lot of places. Akwamuse, Tama Omo, a Tiwaka, no, Asare, Namankese, Asamankese. I think that history, if you read Asare, no Kese, now establish it. Asamankese now. You don't draw the conclusion, say Asare. You see it, Asare now on the draw, Asare, no man Kese. I the Asamankese no. So, I mean, we don't know. A lot of people, we are Christian, and young one. Even people didn't know, sir, in the Bible, Iran, they are talking about Sisi and Huasem of Bible. Any time I'll become Bible, baby, I'll be Persia, be a Bible, be now Iran. It was in 1935 that they changed the name from Persia to Iran. 1935. So Persia be a Bible, no what kind of Bible no. Old Testament, yaka Persia, New Testament, yaka Persia be a Iran. I say what kind of Bible no te a Carthage no te Carthage na what in bebre no a Tunisia. Carthage na what in bebre no in the Bible a Tunisia. And so addition there. And it's so interesting that in the Bible you come across Hezekiel, Hezekil. Hezekiel, in the Bible. That Hezekiel in the Bible was a black person. The Hezekiel now who Bible or a black person. The Hezekiel now who Bible a black person. Christian religion, Christianism started from Egypt. And that the Coptic Christians are older than the present day Christians. Islam started from Saudi Arabia. But you realize that Islam and Christianity, or to Zoroastrianism, or to Judaism, or to Shintoism. Anyway, maybe I'll come and talk about that. So this is if civilization started from Egypt. Well, to a certain extent, yes, but no, I will not draw that conclusion when we talk of civilization. But I believe that addition am I any research am I any near me gusu am ye no. They are so far. What I can say is say nipa no pay you know. Baby abenya nipa no pay first. E wo wiase nyina no. Ubenya no around Ethiopia, Egypt, Eritrea, Kenya. Yeah, around that side, you know. Indeed, if you are to accept the fact that nipa, you know, the D can buy you know, or now bones, you know, fossils now, and you know, all over the world and fossils now. What the any power? So that is the presupposition said. The presupposition that nipa, Egypt, no, Ethiopia, Eritrea, Kenya, earlier than Egypt. But no, it's a very debatable issue. It's not a very, but I can say that Ethiopia, Egypt, Eritrea, Kenya, no, yeah, fossils, human fossils on there, nipa no pay, one a big can buy. The oldest one I yenya so far. The oldest one I yenya so far, nipa no pay no. Ni nipa be more than 1 million years no. Nipa no mpe no. Hona wo first. So far yenya wiase yenya fossils bi amfi baby bia anyi ni kyan. Egypt, Ethiopia, Eritrea, Sudan, Kenya there no. How dey na anyi. So it presuppose say well nipa tana ho no first. It's presupposition, it mean raw conclusion. It's a very interesting discussion. Very, very interesting and very lively. And I have much knowledge about that. What tell me, you tell me, I say, yeah, Kono, a beyo hoopa, for Bible to, for Koran to, for Baba Gita to, for Kratarina to, may I make references. Now be a beam, now be a beam, now be a beam, now be a beam. And you know, you enjoy very interesting. The Guinness says, Necra, I want to join here. And can say human fossils may be canny, ya discover some yen pan air. But as to her, in any pattern affairs, how to honor the idea. But no, Obiri Boahen just said, you free from one mom got some free from one thing. I mean, it's a discussion and a debate. You go to Nigeria, they talk about the Oduduwa people. The Oduduwa, you have the major people of Ghana, I would say almost free soon by. Ebi free farm, ebi free sorrow, ebi free so. Don't rubbish those things. Go on with your faith and you go pombo Adam and Eve. But don't make it a conclusive. No, I mean depending upon a lot of religion. Religion now, because Zoroastrianism no there cheaper. Judaism cheaper. Madam I say, now you said the Nyame Boahen you continue. Eti most proud message, you know. Na bon kanchiro bia next time bia me ba. La maka cho say wo me se me discussion dia. Ani na wa boka pa. O me say yeah, obviously he wants to meet me one day. You can meet me one day. But we a conclusion. O ma o mo sponsor no company na Bronya investment company. O de ka now say nane kanama wa o pese woto ai dane woto asasi yanyan krata no mawa. We have our people who can do that. The Bronya investment company no. You can just get us number no 0243225592. Bronya investment company. And I said my fiso. There's another company we call Myrinfi. But a Bronya investment company no pana man for a tapen more. 0243225592. Madam Munyanasi. Yamin come home. Madam Asepa.